What's going on, everybody? Welcome to HomeCraft Cocktails. Cocktails you can make from the comfort of your home. My name is Briss, and for this week's episode, we'll be going over the Gin Rickey. Now, unlike other older, 1900s, 1800s-ish cocktails, this drink actually has a pretty straightforward history without any ambiguity about where it came from and how it started. The drink is named after Joe Rickey, who was a Democratic activist living in Washington, D.C. during the late 1800s. Rickey preferred zero sugar drinks and so would like to combine bourbon with carbonated water as his drink of choice. One day he told the bartender at Shoemaker's Saloon, which was an older bar in the Washington, D.C. area, to mix his signature highball, and a highball is just a spirit mixed with a carbonated beverage, with lime, and thus the Bourbon Rickey was formed. The tart, dry drink would unexpectedly be very balanced and is actually quite refreshing on a warm summer day. The Rickey in general will become popularized and different consumers would, switch out the spirits for whatever they preferred. The Gin Rickey, however, would become the most notable of them all by far. The Gin Rickey would become a popular drink for decades, even appearing in the 1925 classic novel, The Great Gatsby. In 2011, more than 100 years after its conception, the Gin Rickey would actually be officially declared Washington, D.C.'s native cocktail. And to this day, you can still order it very commonly in DC and beyond. Now, with that brief history lesson out of the way, let's get into actually making a drink. So first off, you're gonna start by filling a highball or a Collins glass with ice. Highball and Collins glasses are very, very similar. Both are cylindrical chimney style glasses. However, the Collins glass is just a slight tiny bit taller than a highball glass is, but for all intents and purposes, they're usually pretty transferable. Next, we're gonna add 2 ounces of gin. Then we're gonna do half of an ounce of fresh squeezed lime juice. Next, we're gonna top it off with club soda. Then we're going to gently stir for good measure for about 10 to 15 seconds or so. And then we're going to garnish by putting 2 lime wheels into the Collins glass or highball glass. And there we have a Gin Rickey. Okay, I will say all of my ice seems to have floated up to the top, so I didn't quite get the aesthetic I was going for with the lime wheels being like on the edges, the sides of the glass, but it's whatever, it's fine. So now that we have our drink, let's give it a taste. Okay, yeah, no, this is very refreshing for sure. That's the first word that comes to mind, taking the first couple sips of this. So the botanical nature of gin just pairs very well with lime juice in general. You really do just have the gin and the lime juice doing the carrying of the flavor, and then the water is just there for the dilution and the carbonation for the drink. So it's very, very simple, but yet effective. And with the drink, the recipe I was going for didn't call for a straw, so it seems like a straw is optional, but I do want to try it with the straw just to see how much of a difference it makes, if any. So let's see. Yeah, actually, usually with highball glass cocktails and Collins glass cocktails, a straw is incorporated, but I think I actually prefer it without the straw. So they might know what they're doing there with that recipe I was going off of. So yeah, aesthetically wise, like I said, I didn't quite get the product I was going for, but it's fine. I'll try to make it a bit better when I do the pictures for it, later on. But it's pretty straightforward. It's a very clearish looking cocktail. You have your 2 slices of lime wheels in there just for the garnish. Definitely not a flashy drink by any means, but I think that simplicity gives it the character that it strives for. Now that's actually pretty good. I might consider putting this in my regular summer rotation of cocktails. I will say, this is my first time even making a Gin Rickey. I've never even made one before, so this is definitely a good first impression. And when making a Rickey, obviously use your style of preferred gin. your London dry gin is your more traditional route, but if you want to go for something more floral or citrusy to give a little more nuance to the flavor, you can definitely do that as well. So it's up to you. With that being said, guys, thank you for watching this week's episode, and I'll catch you next week for the next round. Peace.